Hello students, I am Dr. Devdutt Talad from the Department of Zoology, Wilson College, Mumbai. Today I am going to speak about the carbon cycle, which is an important nutrient cycle. Basically, nutrients are required by every organism for their growth and reproduction. Because of this, they require a constant supply of nutrients. Nutrients are basically carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and calcium, and they are always present in the soil in any kind of ecosystem, and it varies seasonal basis. That means every ecosystem has different quantities of the nutrient in their soil, and that also varies in seasonal basis. Nutrients are being recycled indefinitely in any particular ecosystem. Now, if I want to define nutrient cycling, how I am going to define the nutrient cycling? The movement of the nutrient elements through the various components of an ecosystem is called nutrient cycling. The movement of the nutrient elements through the various components of an ecosystem is called nutrient cycling. Nutrient cyclings are also called as biogeochemical cycle. They are basically the nutrients are cycled between the abiotic component to the biotic component and back to the abiotic component. Now there are basically two type of nutrient cycle. First one is called as the gaseous and second one is called as the sedimentary. Gaseous means what? If the reservoir of the nutrient is the atmosphere, that is the air, that time it is called as a gaseous cycle. And if the reservoir is a soil, that is the earth crust, that time it is called as a sedimentary cycle. Gaseous cycles example is nitrogen and carbon, while sedimentary cycle example is the phosphorus. Basically, what's the meaning of this word reservoir? Reservoir is actually a storehouse. It's just like a go down which meets the deficit which occurs due to imbalance in the rate of the influx and efflux in any particular ecosystem. Means if during the cycling, if there is a deficiency of any particular nutrient, the reservoir comes into play and they try to fulfill whatever deficiency is been there which has caused during the flow of the nutrients in the ecosystem. In the reservoir there is also one term that is called as a sink. Sink means what? Long-term storage of nutrients. If it is done in a particular place, they are called as sink. The best example is nothing but the fossil fuels which are being stored in the earth crust for millions of years. They are basically called as the sinks. Now we are going to go for the next part, which is nothing but the carbon cycle. Now if you see about the carbon cycle, how the carbon cycle grows around, that is been entirely given over here. Carbon is present in the air in the form of carbon dioxide, which is absorbed by the plants with the help of the sunlight, and they convert it into organic carbon, that is nothing but the food material. Now these plants are the only organism in this world that can fix the atmospheric carbon in the form of carbon dioxide. Basically, this organic carbon is eaten up by the herbivorous organisms, that is nothing but the animals, when they consume this particular plant. So the organic carbon from the plant goes into the animals. Now basically, if the plant dies, then their body goes into the earth crust, they undergo anaerobic fermentation and they are completely decomposed and they are converted into fossil fuel. From here, the return journey of the carbon to the atmosphere starts. When this animal basically respire, they give out carbon dioxide to the air. Basically, when the plants also respire, during the daytime the plant shows photosynthesis, during the night time they respire like the human beings and they give out carbon dioxide into the air. Also, when we extract the fossil fuel and we burn the fossil fuel in our car, that also gives out lot of amount of carbon dioxide into the air. Also, we are having lot of industries which are coming up day by day. They are also releasing carbon dioxide. So the only source of absorption of carbon is nothing but the plant, but the returning back of the carbon dioxide to the atmosphere are numerous. We are really adding tons and tons of carbon dioxide every year into the air. Okay, and so our carbon dioxide concentration in the air is continuously increasing. This has given rise to problems such as climate change, global warming and etc. So we have to really look into this matter and we have to plant more trees in order to just lesser down the amount of the carbon dioxide that is present in the air. At the end, thank you very much for patiently listening to me. Thanks a lot.